Hey everybody, TBC here, coming to you probably for the final time from the Commons Tunnel here on Oakwynd, because Luclin is now alive. Finally we get the Nexus, finally we get the Bazaar and all those quality of life features. I'm really looking forward to this expansion, and of course we have the XP bonus in place right now for the next week if you are watching this in the week that Luclin comes out on Oakwynd. But today's video, what I wanted to do was go through really one of the quests, one of the longest quests that there is in Luclin, and a lot of these early expansions have kind of one or two really long quest lines for an awesome item at the end. And you know, Velius had the shawl and the ring, and Luclin we have the earring. So that is the quest I wanted to show you today, and a quest that you should probably do if you are going to be playing on Oakwynd, but it's not an easy one. It's a little bit challenging in place. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. So to start with, for the first earring, how I like to start is get one of the easiest pieces done. You want to go see a FANGKEEPER over in Sanctus Saru. He's right by the entrance in this little building here, and buy a Dawn Shroud cider. Now you do need to be on faction. If you've done any killing here, you're gonna have to work it up, and I think you start off dubious, or most people start off dubious, so you won't be able to buy it straight away unless you have a friend. Then you'll need to come back to the old world if you haven't done this already, to come back and kill these level 2 tiny little bixies. Yep, it's a Luclin quest, and you need parts from bixies, so get them dead. And what we're looking for is the Bixie parts. So get the Bixies dead, and we're looking for the Bixie parts, and we need 4 of them. You'll find them in Misty Thicket and Kithakor during the day. I prefer to come over to Misty Thicket and just hunt them down and kill them. What you'll need is some frosting that you can buy from pretty much any merchant in and around baking areas that they'll sell it to you. We'll have a slightly different graphic to this one. It'll look like that yellow cheese that we see everywhere. Combine the frosting with the Bixie part, and we get, and be careful not to eat them, make sure it's in like a slot down near the bottom, we'll get Bixie crunchies. Yummy scrummy for my tummy, some Bixie crunchies. So combine the 4 that we got, use up all your parts and your frosting. The trivial's really low, so you should be fine. Won't take you long to get it. And there we go, 4 Bixie crunchies. On to the next part. And then we want to come over to Nether Being Layer. I really detest this zone. It's really pointless. I like the architecture and I like the feel. I just don't like the zone. It doesn't seem to do anything. It just seems to be corridors to somewhere else. But why we're here is we need to find a Legionnaire Delini. Now it doesn't always spawn, and can be any of the guards in this kind of hall area. You'll see it is marked on the map as the Roma. These do kind of respawn by themselves. I guess like changing of the guard, you can kill them, does affect faction. I remember killing these back in the day for XP, for some whatever reason. But we'll I'll go ahead and see if I can track down Delini. And there he is. No, the map was wrong. He doesn't just roam, he can be in the static spawns as well, so keep an eye out for him. And what you want to do is give him that cider that we got earlier. There we go. And he tells you that Dory usually roams in the Troglodyte caves. You can find him there. Now, he doesn't actually spawn until you give him the cider. So don't just go there looking for our man. There he is. You have to give the cider first. And Bregun Dory. Now what Bregun Dory wants is, he's missing those Bixie crunchies from his homeland. So we're going to give them to him, and he's going to be happy. He gets to eat Bixie parts and frosting. And there you go, just like that, he gives us the Bixie charm. And with that in hand, we want to go over to Torsten Reed, I believe he's called, who lives in Sanctus Saru in, I guess, the bottom right of these pyramids. I just get so much Stargate SG-1 vibes from Luclin, it's crazy. There is Torsten Reed, and he wants our Bixie charm, so we're going to go ahead and give it to him. And we get back the sealed note to Brigham. Now, while you are here, just go and get another cider, because Brigham, like I said, is not always up and he likes to despawn, and if he's not up, you're gonna have to give another cider to the guard, so make sure to do that before you leave. Just have another one on you just in case. Alright, back over to the long corridor zone, and we're on our way back to the caves to see if Brigham, hopefully he's still up, because I didn't buy the extra cider that I told you to do. Thankfully he is. He's there. Look, where did he go? There he is. We want to give him the sealed note. It's sealed. We can't read it. And there we go. We get our Brigham's directions. Now, with those directions, back to Sanctus Saru. Alrighty, so we're back in Sanctus Saru, and we're going back to see our old friend who we just left in the bottom right pyramid. That is Torsten. A lot of running around back and forth early on in this quest, so be it. It is what it is. All these really mean, nasty humans. First, Torsten, give him what we got back from our halfling friend, and we get the first earring. There you go, the Sigil Earring of Veracity. It's awful. It's terrible. But we're on our way, and we get to the faction to go along with it. This time on the second floor. Oh, I run too fast on bard sometimes. Makes life very difficult. Where is our friend that... Oh, terrible. Like sometimes you want less run speed in these zones. Especially when you're on a server like this and you're going to get a few lag spikes. Never mind, we made it to his room, thankfully. Here is Usen Jurek. So you tell him I wish to bring about change, and he gives you the replacement records. Very important records. They're the replacement ones. Now he gives us our task, which is very, very important, because what is a good erudite? Well, an erudite is a record keeper, and we need to change those records. So we're going to go back now to the Southwest Temple. Run over, say hi to the guards. And this time we need to go to the third floor, and try not to fall off, TBC. Terrible. Terrible. And right at the top you'll see on my map it is marked a file cabinet. And that's where we want to go. You know, it looks like a chest. We've seen this chest many a time. They've tried to kill us many a time. And it will try to kill you as well. What we want to do is, and it will probably be KOS to you, right? So you ideally want to be invis when you open the trade window, or you want to be like sneaking or in hide or something like that, because file cabinet, yeah, is KOS to everyone. It's really low level, but it is KOS. So you want to give it open a trade with that, and once you've done that, he gives you back the original records. We just swapped them. Very important jobs they have us doing in Everquest. So we now need to go back to the other temple to see our friend, because we want to give him the original record. records. I always remember this zone being very laggy back in the day. I had to really tone down the like far clip playing because it would completely lag out my computer, and I think it still isn't great to this day, to be honest. Not a very well optimized zone, and lots of humans and NPCs wandering around. It's a dangerous zone if you're KOS. Alright, back to him. We want to give him the original records and our first earring. And we get back the etched earring of Veracity. So our stats are simply 2. And we also get back the report to Tilbok. And that part's easy. That's it for the second part. So quick. And all it is just running back and forth in Sanctus Saru. Easy peasy. Still not a good earring at this point though. So for the third part, we're also not going very far because that will also be in Sanctus Saru, in these 4 temples as well. And what we want from here is somewhere from each temple. And what we are looking for is an item called a Concilium Report. Now there's 4 of these and they're all different. I can find an item report. So you want to come to like the top floor of the temple, which is like through the clicky. Then things up here again are a little bit higher level, but kill them down they go. And when we loot them, there you go, Concilium Report. That's what we're looking for from these trash mobs. And you need 1 from each of the temple, and they're all called Concilium Report, but they are all different, do not worry. So I have done the temple in the northwest. It's time to go do the other ones. When you've got them all dead, there you go. You want to loot your Concilium Report. And that's the second one. Slightly different graphic actually. Never noticed that before. And once we got our report, guess what? On to the next one. So well, again, what we're looking for, there it is, our Concilium Report. That's our third one. So 1 more to go. So let's go get it done. So finally, the 4th one took forever. Had to kill absolute loads of these dudes, but we eventually got our 4th and final report. Holy, that was a lot of work. So if you're looking at the lore, you've got the one that's eye, that's from the northeast temple, the hand from the southwest temple, heart from the southeast, and shoulder from the northwest temple. And once we have all those, we are going over to Cata Castellum. Cata's an interesting zone. It has a really eerie kind of gothic-y feel to it, and I don't mind it. I actually don't mind it. I think it is a bit of a precursor as to what is to come in terms of plane of knowledge. It kind of gives you an early plane of knowledge vibe. Here we go. We want to find the big temple on the east side, Guild Master Building. We went to here. So yeah, in Cata Castellum, we're looking for Tilbok for the rogue. What we want to do with him, remember, so we got our letter report to Tilbok, so we want to give that to him. He gives us a bag, a report satchel. Yay, thank you, Tilbok. But in that satchel, it should open. We put our 4 reports in that we've already got from Saru, combine it, and we get a full satchel. No longer is our satchel empty. Now once we've got that, we want to give him the bag and our last earring. And we get back a new earring, the Ruined Earring of Veracity. Now it's starting to look a bit decent, right? We're getting a little bit of stats on it and a little bit of effect. Not bad. Seeing Viz, not all that useful, but yeah, starting to look pretty decent. So the fourth part of this quest, the fourth part of this quest requires coming back to Saru, and this time you're going to have to bring friends, a lot of friends, because we need to kill basically the bosses of every single one of the 4 temples. Someone in the guild will have to do this, one person at the very least, because it gives you the key to go kill Lord Saru. So someone will have to do this in your guild. You only need one for the whole raid, but even so, someone's going to have to do it. Now these bosses are at the top of each one of the temples, and previously you couldn't do this in a DZ. They wouldn't spawn. These would all be empty, but now they do. So there's that. So it's a little bit easier than it used to be. You used to have to do these in open world, and it was, oh, I fell off again. It was an absolute nightmare. And a big battle to try and get these, because they're not on the shortest of respawns. Now these mobs have a very annoying punt. So think Trachanon, how he would punt you to the caves, and think like Dane, how he'd punt you down the well. Well, these 4 do exactly the same thing, except what they do is they punt you to the jail cell, which is all the way down near the bottom of the kind of zone area there. Down here is where the jail is. So it's usually considered easier to, if you're going to do it, to pull them to the jail. However, if you're just going to overwhelm them, then whatever, just kill them. One of them, the little gnome dude, does gate, so he'll need mana draining as well. Yeah, you're going to need some friends for this. At least a few groups. They're pretty mean in era. Once you're into pop, they become a lot easier, but even so, you're still going to need a couple of friends. So let's have a look at them. So as I said, first one in the northwest is Praesetum Bicken. Yeah, they do drop other items as well. Not terribly good items, but sometimes you will get items from them. And what you're after for this quest and for part of the key is the shards. So northwest is the shoulder, so yeah, we are after the shard of the shoulder. And the next dude, Praesetum Venturus. I should add, these are usually pretty highly valued, because they do have the opportunity to drop a mount, a horse, and everybody needs a mount now. So yeah, you got an opportunity from killing these to get a mount. They do drop other stuff as well, like this 2-hand axe with Bane humanoid. We're starting to see things like that now, which is always good to see. But from this guy, again, what we're after for this quest and for the key is the shard of the hand. Over to the southeast, you've got Preserts from a map. Now this is the one. Make sure to mana drain him, because he does like to cast gates, and that's awful, especially if you've pulled them down to the jail. Terrible mace, but there you go. And what we're after is the shard of the heart from him. Get him killed, get your heart, easy. Fourth and final one is this big guy, Praesertum Rugol, northeast. It's very similar to the other 3. They all banish you to the jail, so be wary of that. They all have a lot of hit points, and they all regen an awful lot. So like I said, in era, you will definitely need some friends. So now that we have all 4 of our shards, we are over to Catacastellum to do the hand in. And memory serves, it's in this building right here. Such an awesome building, really. Like, I remember coming here like back in the day, and if you look at this zone, it's really cool. And like this cathedral, yeah, for early EQ, this is a lot of work, so I appreciate it, I enjoy it. And look, a bit of color, it's not all gray, there's a little bit of red in here. I appreciate that. Elneric Augustleaf. There is old Elneric himself. What we want to do is give him these shards. And that gives us the Ark's key. That's what we need to get into the inner portal of Sanctus Saru. It teleports your party into the inner area of Sanctus Saru. One person will need it in a raid, and yes, you will need it in a DZ as well. And we get the Seal of Kata. And it's the kata that we the seal of kata that we actually use for the earring quest, the arts key for Saru's lair. So now we need to find Elsia Kata herself, and she is also in this building. There we go. There's Elsia Kata, the lady herself, and she's a raid, a pretty fun thing to kill indeed. And what we want to do with her is say, what is the Ark's key? And once we've said that, she gives us back our, and she gives us a Elsia's jewel box, which, yeah, if you look, is another little combine box. So what we do is we want to combine our seal in there with our previous earring. That makes the same item, Elsia's jewel box, except this isn't a container. We give her the container. We get the Sigil Earring of Veracity. There it is. What an absolutely insane earring this is, by the way. In this era, AC 15 on an earring, which is huge. HP 50, mana 50, and look at the stats. I mean, you're probably max on these stats now, to be honest, but they're always nice to see. And additional stats: strength, stamina, intel, whiz. So this is good pretty much at every class out there. Oh wait, there is more. There's one more. Yes, that fourth one is really good, and yes, you've done a lot of work to get here. But there's one last one that you will need, and definitely want to do. And that is with Lord Inquisitor Saru. And you need his head. Yeah, so cool model. Always like killing Saru. He's a bit of a pain early on, but becomes super easy as soon as everyone's got kind of Bane weapons and knows what to do. He's not all that difficult. And he has a decent loot table. So you should be killing Lord Saru every single week. Not just for his head, he can drop a really good fast mount, so you're going to want to have that as well. There we go. So once you're at Saru and you've killed him and you're the lucky one that gets his head, and bear in mind on Oakwynd you have a shot at getting 2 heads with the loot bonus that we have, you're going to want to make your way back over to see Elsia. So you're back at Elsia. Hey Elsia, I killed this guy, have his head, but oh, there's my old earring. And you get this back. You thought that first ring was good? No. This is the earring. AC 25, HP 100, mana 100, 25 to the stats and 10 all resist and acumen as well. Which gives you the regen component. What an earring. That's the earring. Forget the other one. This is the one that you want. If you're killing the Prasatums once a week, whoever gets the head should be getting the Prasatums and getting the earring, because yeah, it's the earring that you definitely want as in Luclin, whatever class you're playing. Fantastic item, fantastic earring, and a fun quest as well that takes you for the most part to a few Luclin zones, a quick trip back to Rivervale to feed a hungry halfling, and then yeah, you get this earring once you've killed Saru. So there you have it. That is the first quest I've looked at from Luclin, and it's a doozy of an item. It's fantastic. If you're playing on Oakwynd, get out there and do it. Like I said, no reason every guild shouldn't have at least 8 of those during the expansion, because you should be doing that DZ once a week and killing those Prasatums once a week as well, and a chance to get a horse mount while doing it. So well worth it. It's a fantastic quest. Definitely do it, and there's more to come, because there's so much content in Luclin. Absolutely crazy, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing as much of it as I possibly can. Now, just want to give a huge shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for your continued support. It is very much appreciated and helps me continue to make these videos. If you're interested in becoming a member, the button is down below. As well, if anyone could like and subscribe to the channel, that really helps me continue to grow the channel and continue to make content about this game and others now as well. Other than that, I'm the Brick Canuck, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.